In this video, we're going to take a look at helpful resources and guidelines for accessibility in the content creation for your website. So first off, some basic context. There are different types of disabilities that people have: visual, hearing, cognitive, and motor or mobility disabilities. About 20% of the United States citizens report having at least one disability. About 10% of men are colorblind. We experience a greater number of disabilities as we age. Disabilities can be permanent, temporary, or circumstantial. So for example, somebody who might have blindness, that's permanent. Temporary, maybe they have cataracts, which can be surgically removed. Or circumstantial, maybe you have some distraction drawing your attention visually away from something. Over 250 businesses were sued in the United States from 2015 until 2017, and lawsuits have been on the rise. Accessibility is moving internationally towards a protected human right. Accessibility is required by law in several countries, including the United States and Canada. And accessibility supports search engine optimization, internationalization, and mobile friendliness. Accessibility compliance improves usability and equity. So, a legal disclaimer: accessibility laws vary by area, so just be aware of what the laws are in your area. ImageX is not responsible for legal counsel, so if you're curious, please talk to a lawyer that specializes in this field. And understand your organization's responsibilities. So for example, laws like the Americans for Disabilities Act are not the same as compliance standards. You cannot simply install an accessibility widget for your website to be accessible compliant or avoid lawsuits. The WCAG accessibility compliance standards, in other words, the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, define standards for creating accessible websites. WCAG 2.0 was released in 2008. 2.1 was released in 2018. And 2.2 is in development with a target release of 2021. WCAG 3 is in development, but does not currently have a target release date. And there are several offshoots from the WCAG standards to provide detailed guidance on specific subjects like cognitive disabilities. Accessibility compliance, in other words, a standard like WCAG, does not equal accessibility. There are tools that can help people, tools and people that can help test accessibility and compliance. SiteImprove is good for testing a whole website. The paid account can help you test portions of a website. Lighthouse and Wave are tools that can test page-specific issues. Third-party groups with people who have disabilities that help with the real-world accessibility testing can be very valuable because they might be able to spot things that tools cannot. Be aware that false positives and false negatives can occur in testing, so being familiar with these rules is a really good and important thing when it comes to testing your content. If you're not sure, please consult an expert. Focus should be on usability of the website for all people. We use compliance standards to help guide accessibility and usability in your web pages. And please, above all things, be empathetic.